In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to enable SAML single sign-on in Salesforce using identity provider metadata. To get started, open Google Chrome and go to Salesforce Setup. This is where all of the core administrative configuration tools live, including the settings for authentication and single sign-on. Once you're inside Setup, look for the quick find search box on the left-hand side. In that search field, type single sign-on settings, then select it from the results. This will take you directly to the area where Salesforce manages SSO configuration. When the page opens, click the Edit control to update the current configuration. Here, you'll see an option to enable SAML SSO. Check that box to turn on SAML-based single sign-on for the org. This step is important because it tells Salesforce that you want to allow authentication through an external identity provider rather than relying only on standard username and password login. After selecting the option, make sure the setting is active before moving on. Next, click New to create a new SAML single sign-on configuration. In this section, you'll upload the XML metadata file provided by your identity provider, such as Okta or Azure AD. That metadata file contains the trust information Salesforce needs in order to communicate securely with the provider. Uploading the XML is usually the fastest and most accurate way to fill in the required values automatically, since it helps avoid manual entry mistakes. As you complete this setup, pay attention to the details that Salesforce generates for you. Once the SAML configuration has been created, Salesforce will display a login URL that you'll need for the final part of the process. Copy that Salesforce login URL carefully because it will be used inside your identity provider dashboard to complete the trust relationship between the two systems. At this stage, the main work in Salesforce is done. The final task is to take those generated Salesforce login parameters and use them in your identity provider configuration so that users can sign in correctly. Be sure to copy the values exactly as shown, since even a small mismatch can prevent authentication from working properly. That's it. By following this process, you've enabled SAML SSO in Salesforce, uploaded your identity provider metadata, and captured the login details needed to complete the setup on the provider side. If you're performing this in a production environment, it's a good idea to test the sign-in flow after configuration to confirm everything is